Virgo, I can't wait to see where your reading is going to go. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot, and I am Michelle. If this is the first time arriving, thank you for clicking on my videos and giving me that little leap of faith. I am an astrologer and intuitive empath that uses astrology and my psychic abilities, as well as all the other tools I have to provide you with insights to empower you and your week by understanding the energy that's around you. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell and select all notifications so you know when I upload your favorite content, Virgo. Let's get into the astrology, because the astrology is really important and extremely powerful right now. Something that happened just today is that Mercury, it's all off skew. Mercury went direct, and that's going to impact you a great deal. Mercury is currently in Capricorn, which is your 5th house, the house of your heart, the house of your purpose, your life purpose, your mentality, your vitality, your faith, your belief system, your purpose, romance, everything that has to do with what radiates from your heart, your courage. All of that is your 5th house, and that falls in Capricorn, which means it's directly related to what you build into the world and what you leave behind, how strong you leave what you have been building out into the world is a divine purpose for you. It's important to you. And Mercury is there right now, and it's now direct. Now, admittedly, it's going to take about a week for us to feel the momentum moving forward with Mercury, but ultimately, you're going to be getting your vitality back. Right there with Mercury is Venus and Mars on top of each other, which has to do with the give and take of what we want and how we go about it, and what we desire and what we value in our lives. Like what has value, because Venus isn't just love, it's also finances, right? So it's anything that has value to us, what we value and how we want to receive it, and then how we're going to go after pursuing it. But Pluto's there, right there in your 5th house, which means there's major changes to what you value and what you want and how you go about getting it, and where your focus, maybe even in your whole life is, maybe where your focus in your relationship is, what you want out of the relationship, what you value, and how you value it could be a who as well, right? But it also could be a step up or a leveling up in your relationships. It's certainly a relationships when it comes to your friendships and your community, because over there in your 6th house, I think it's your 6th house. Over there in your 6th house, which is Aquarius, you have Saturn sitting right on top of the sun. Right? So you have the sun in your 6th house, air sign, and then you have Pluto in your 5th house. Pretty incredible energy, actually, because it just means that you're leveling up. In your 6th house, it's like you're not willing to compromise when it comes to some sort of social disease, social illness, sickness with the crowds. Could have something to do with the pandemic as well. It's like you are not willing to compromise. You're raising your standards really high. You're unwavering on something, because ultimately it's a direct reflection of you and how well you take care of things. This is 6th house. You naturally rule 6th house. So there's a consciousness, almost like a public health consciousness, a natural public health consciousness with you when it comes, because of where your 6th house falls. And now with the sun and Saturn there, it's very exacting, it's very insisting, and it could even mean that you're switching and changing who you hang out with, because these standards are high and because you're unwavering on something. And then we go into your 7th house, which has subtle but very beautiful powerful energy, because Neptune, Jupiter, and now the moon are all there in Pisces. Now, this is a direct opposite from you, right? This is the world of dreams, a world of complete openness, the world of complete possibilities, of no organization, of infinite possibilities, of mysteries, also reflections and illusions, and how you see yourself and how do you see yourself. Being attracted to a partner that represents something you would have liked to be or that you aspire to be instead of what you're stuck being or what you're stuck in. A mindset that opens you up and expands you and challenges you in doing that. So it's ultimately like in the real world, in your real life, you're all this kind of like pragmatic, I want things this way, and I've got to make sure that my standards are high. And then in your dream world, and who you are in this dream world, you have like this infinite like this expansion and this, but I want to break out of these roles. And these dreams are going to become more prominent. And I would not be surprised if dreams, especially with Mercury going direct, dreams are how you're actually communicating with yourself, or dreams are coming to you prolifically to help you work through this contrast or contradiction that's going on inside you. All right, let's get into the cards and see what they have, how we can expand on this energy, right? Virgo, I am offering memberships now. There's 3 different tiers. There's Courage, Harmony, and Unbound. And Unbound includes unlimited access for the life of your membership to all of the extended readings for one much lower monthly cost. It also includes 2 live readings a week with me, where you can ask me anything and I'll pull cards for you. Like I'll be your private reader 2 times a week, and I'll announce when I'm going online to members. It also includes badges. It also includes behind the scenes content and content nobody else gets access to, which is astrology and behind the scenes content, badges and priorities and comments. So there's so much that comes along with that. I want to let you know that's there for you. I'm going to include the link below, right near the Vimeo videos, because the Vimeos will not change. Nothing has changed. I've just added on options for people who want to sort of step it up and want a little more out of the channel. You ready for your cards? Let's go. Also, no complaints. Like I've been getting so many complaints lately about 6 minutes in and still no cards. It's because I don't fucking need cards. That's why. I can channel without any cards at all. These are tools for me, right? They help me. I love them, but they're tools. The energy comes from me. The whole reading is your energy reading. That's how I'm empowering you. I'm translating the energy that's around you so that you can use it practically and apply it however you need to in your life. We have Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. And this is Libra energy. It's like all of a sudden you see beauty in something that you never saw before. And it's something small, but I think it's a beacon of hope. Now, of course, this Libra energy is also beauty, like beautifying yourself, spiffing yourself up, right? Like wanting to maybe redo your look, redo your hair, or seeing all of a sudden being struck by beauty that you see, like beauty in somebody else, somebody being struck by your beauty. But it's also relationships too, right? So there's a sense of trying to focus on right here, right now, and what you have in front of you, and maybe seeing a value in what you have in front of you that you were not able to see before. And then we have set healthy boundaries, which is very contradictory energy. This is Cancerian energy, but it's heavy Cancerian energy. It's almost a sense of being afraid to see the beauty in something, being afraid to let go and see the beauty in the moment. This could be a challenge that you feel that you're a challenge that you have right now, unable to see the beauty in the moment at all. But you would know this because you would feel like there's a weight that's been pushing on you, and you almost can't like lift yourself out of bed in the morning because it's so heavy. And it's the weight of fear. It's the weight of sadness. It's the weight of worry. But ultimately there is a sparkle of hope, a sense of, but there's something that you're catching out of the side of your eye and your peripheral vision that is making you want to, it's capturing your mind. It's capturing your mind. It could be your way out. It could be what is inspiring you to get up in the morning or try or Virgo energy, please. Virgo energy. Virgo. It could also mean that you're very guarded. It's like you want to hope, you want to see signs of spring. That's kind of like that, signs of spring. You want to see signs of spring, but ultimately there's this burden. There's something that's pulling you down. Now you have a right to shrug that off. You have a right to not be heavy. You have that right. I'm just wondering, will you give it to yourself? Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Okay. We have see the big picture, Taurus energy. Now this could be what is in a lot of ways bringing you down. You're so enraptured with everything that ultimately, if you just look at what's in front of you and what you have, there's your way out. And I think that's what it is. It's like looking at what's in front of you instead of this gargantuan picture that you may not be able to do anything about. It's like, heal your world. Don't worry about healing the world. But the problem is with the Sun and Saturn in that 6th house, that's what you're worried about. You're worried about healing the world. You're worried about the world issues. You're worried about the pandemic, right? But ultimately, that's not where you have immediate influence. That's not where you can be the most help. Where you can be the most help is right here, right now, in the little pieces of beauty that you have in front of you working in your life. And you certainly do. And believe in them. And they're small, like the hummingbird. But the hummingbird teaches us to have joy and be light and be mobile and malleable and beautiful because of, because of that malleability, because of that in the momentness, right? That's kind of what it is. Now, you wouldn't be getting these feelings if the universe wasn't trying to tell you something. The universe is trying to tell you that you actually want this change. You actually want the burdens off you. Your eyesight, your eyes on the big picture are going to keep you worried. They're going to keep you burdened and bound down. But ultimately, there is this glimmer of hope. Now, where is this glimmer of hope coming from? Virgo. Underlying energy. Be at home. Be at home is in reverse. Okay, so there's something at home that's burdening you. That's what this is, because this is double Cancerian energy. There's something at home that's making it impossible for you, to lighten your energy. Now, that could also mean, in a sense, you need to get away from home in order to help relieve yourself. And to give yourself that right could be quite liberating for you right now. We have slow and steady wins the race. This is Cancerian energy. This is time for a deep dive, right? Maybe there's a relationship that's been building, and love is what's inspiring you to get mobile and try to go with the flow and trust in what's happening around you. And you see clearly now is Aquarius energy. So this is definitely a love that's been developing, a love of somebody, a love of something that's been developing. This is Libra energy, so it is definitely partnership. We were just talking about that. Double Libra energy here. You see clearly now. It's like all of a sudden you realize that there's a love there. All of a sudden you realize what's more important to you. And it's almost a kind of a complicated way of saying, choose love. Choose to care. Don't be afraid to care. I know, I can't say don't be afraid because that doesn't exist, right? Be bold and be brave enough. Turtle energy means you are safe, you are protected, you feel comfortable in your emotions. You feel comfortable in your emotions, you feel comfortable in your partnership, but there's an awareness here that wasn't there before. What is this awareness? What is this awareness about this partnership? What is this awareness? What is this awareness? Becoming aware of what? Becoming aware of what? Material and spiritual prosperity and discontent and boredom. So it's almost like, wow, you're starting to become aware that what is predictable and what is safe is not enough for you. There's more excitement in you than you are willing to admit. And the truth is there's a shit ton of excitement in you. And you are craving something beyond the boundaries that you've set for yourself. The boundaries have become cumbersome. Even if like, the gilded cage is the hardest to escape, because even though you've made your world beautiful to you, there's something outside of it that's even more beautiful, and that's freedom and adventure and stuff you can't predict. And deep down inside, there's these stirrings in your soul. You really want that. You secretly want that. You have that passion for it, to go after it, to get it. Material and spiritual prosperity is yours. This is sixth house energy of prosperity, of abundance, of you've created abundance in your life. You've created abundance. You've built it out in your life. You have this stuff in your life. Also a sense of there's a really wide world out there, Virgo, but for some reason you are keeping yourself away from it. And you are not happy keeping yourself away from it. And the misery is crushing you. Or this is somebody that you know. You don't want to be a part of the world, apart from the world. Ultimately, though, this could be you feel like you have to be. You feel like it's responsible to be. What do you want in your heart? Because in your heart, you really don't want to be. In your heart is really not as afraid as your head wants it to be. And follow your heart. I'm just going to say that right now. Yeah, because you see joy. You see joy happening all around you. But ultimately, Virgo, it's like you're not ready to leap into it yet. Yang. There's going to be an explosion. There's an explosion of energy. And that is definitely coming in that fifth house, right? That explosion of energy is usually Mars. This is doing something. Like doing something. Like being compelled to do something. Action, take action, make something happen, go, and then new life. So it's one thing happens that changes everything for you and forces you outside of that comfort zone where you really want to be anyway. You don't really want to be in that comfort zone anymore. And you may be arguing with me, but you really don't. A new start is coming. There's eclipse, there's yang, all of a sudden it's happening. So God, how is it happening? How is this eclipse? How is this new start coming? I feel like ultimately you already know. It could be a new partner. Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your... What did I just say? And this card, like what did I just say? Tune into the portal of your heart. It's through your heart, right? Your fifth house, we talked about in the channeled astrology focused message. It's that your heart is the portal to getting out there and stepping out into the world. Your heart is the portal. Your heart and how much you love somebody and how much you want to be with somebody, partnership, desire, your sensuality, because you're very sensual. You're very sensual. People don't realize that about you. You're extremely sensual. So it's like it's going to become overwhelming and force you to just like, it's like sex drive almost, to just fucking come out. Get out of your shell. Go after something. Because you fucking want that shit bad. I'm going to say it. You want that shit bad. And you know what? Hey, whatever works for you, dude. It may not be sex drive. It feels sexual. It's that kind of heat. It's that kind of passion. It's that kind of poof, right? Explosion. The moon is here. Take note of intuitive messages. Oh, shit. Man, the beast within. Track down your fears and desires. Okay, let's read this again. Take note of intuitive messages. And I told you, the moon is in Pisces now, your opposite sign. Your dreams are challenging you. Your dreams are fucking challenging you to come out of your comfort zone. They're turning you on. They're amping you up. They're inspiring you when you're in a place that's most vulnerable and you can't control yourself, your dreams. Your dreams are pushing you to transcend yourself. And then track down your fears and desires. This is where the inspiration is coming from to actually fucking get bold and fucking figure this shit out. Go after it and go on the attack of your fears themselves. What is making me afraid? I'm tired of being afraid. I'm tired of being stuck. And look at this little hottie patati. Look at him. Look at him. Hidden desires deep down inside, that wild beast inside, the hunter or huntress or who you want to hunt. That desire that's pushing you in a way that you can't fucking ignore. In a way that you can't ignore. Hot damn, Virgo. This is like sizzling heat. Turning up the heat. God damn. Who is this all for? Why won't you talk? Who is this all for? Virgo? Hello? Hold on. This was in the past, something in reverse, intention. In reverse. The same place I got to be home, intention. I don't think you ever had an intention to be stuck in your house. I don't think you ever really wanted to repeat your fourth house energy. You used to, when you were a kid, you did not want to become. That's it. When you were a kid, you did not want to become who you became. And all of a sudden you look in the mirror and see, fuck, I'm becoming exactly what I feared the most and I hated the most. How did I get myself trapped in this? Could have something to do with your mother too. You wanted to rebel against these things. And now all of a sudden, it's exactly what you are. And looking at that in the mirror may fucking freak you the fuck out. Seasons of the heart. You want change. You're scared of it, but you want it. You want it so bad. You want it. And the desire inside of you that's growing subconsciously ultimately is going to overcome you. Because you really don't want to fight this. You really don't. Let's go to tarot. Let's find our way through. I'll see you guys. The links are below.